Hello, it's Michael Twombly again talking about video conferencing and how that relates to group communication. So, video conferencing is arguably the closest form of digital communication to real life meetings, but there are significant amount of space between the people, and it obviously needs technology and things like computer equipment, cameras, microphones, or other types of electronics, both new and old. So, video conferencing used to be something that was in sci-fi, something that was way off in the future. But today it's here, and it's helping groups come together to accomplish goals, even when physical difference is a distance is a big issue. Some of the pros to video conferencing are the cost, convenience, and functionality. It's getting cheaper and cheaper. The equipment and the how-to is getting easier and easier for video conferencing. It's pretty much ubiquitous. You can see it on Google Hangouts, Skype, Facebook, Periscope. There's all kinds of video conferencing now, and a lot of it's free as long as you have a cell phone. It's not always ideal, but video conferencing is easy and basically ubiquitous as long as you have internet and a cell phone or a computer. It's really convenient. It kind of goes along with that. It's convenient. You don't have to leave your desk. Everybody can just stay at, or even you don't have to leave your home. Everybody can stay home and video conference each other, and they don't have to leave the office, get into a car. Functionality. It's Functionality is getting better too as technology advances. You can share your screen, you can share your files, you can share all kinds of things that would honestly be a little more difficult in real life to get everybody's eyes on the same screen. So there is some advantages to the functionality. We'll touch on the disadvantages of functionality soon. The cons are nonverbal communication, engagement, and functionality. It's hard to pick up. It's more difficult to pick up on the nonverbal communication that goes on when you're on a video conference. It's easier to pick up those cues when you're live and in person. Engagement, again, when everybody's in the same room, they're present. But when everybody's in different rooms, sometimes engagement can be an issue. You just need to be mindful of that as you're doing video conferencing. It's easy to get distracted. Stay fully engaged in the meeting that you're having. Functionality, you're at the whims of your internet connection and the physical machines and tools that you're using. Sometimes there can be failures, your internet can go down, you can have microphone issues, there's all kinds of functionality issues. So although it's easier and there's a lot of great functionality that comes with the internet and these tools, there's a lot of problems that can also arise, which is, it kind of goes back to the saying, can't live with technology and you can't live without it. So we'll move on to some of the do's and don'ts. You want to make eye contact, pay attention, and remember everyone, and assume you're at the office when you're on a video conference. You don't want to be in your PJs. You want your surroundings to look nice. You want to be professional at all times. Making eye contact. It's okay to obviously look at whatever is on the screen when people are showing you their files or they're talking, but always be looking at the screen. Don't look around and act like you're disengaged from the conversation. It would be rude in real life, and that translates over to video conferencing. Pay attention. Kind of goes with making eye contact. Just pay attention to what's going on. Again, it's easy to get distracted, and where it wouldn't be as difficult to pay attention in real life, it's easier to lose your attention. Remember, everyone, this is kind of like a real meeting, an in-person meeting, where some people can be left out, and it's even easier in video conferencing. So some things you can do is when you get done talking, ask questions, see if anybody has anything to say about it. Just explicitly make the point to give everyone a platform. If somebody hasn't been talking for a while, just say, hey, X person, what do you think about this? What are your thoughts on this? Make sure that everybody has a voice, because it's easy to get kind of lost in the mix, and it can be intimidating to speak up on a video conference. So some don'ts: don't type while people are talking, don't eat, don't allow interruptions, and don't leave unannounced. So typing, you're already at the computer, you want to take notes, you want to do things on your computer, you want to look stuff up. If you do type, just mute yourself. Most platforms have a way to mute your microphone so that other sounds don't go through. Typing is loud. It gets picked up on the microphones more than you think it does, and so it can be distracting, and it can be unprofessional. Unprofessional eating. You probably wouldn't bring a tuna sandwich to a regular meeting and eat while somebody was talking. Don't eat while you're in a video conference. It can look unprofessional. Allow interruptions. Some things you can do here is put a note on your door, or if you're in an open office, let everybody know so that they can respect that you're going to be on a video conference, so they can respect your meeting. And again, that goes back. It's easy to have interruptions. You have kids at home, or whatever it is. It's easy to have interruptions, but just make a point to give people that respect, to not be interrupted. And don't leave unannounced. You might have to go use the restroom. You might have to, something might come up and you might have to leave for a little bit. Don't leave unannounced. You can leave, but just let somebody know, let the group know, or even just private message somebody, your friend or colleague, whoever. Just say, hey, I need to step out for a little bit. If somebody asks, this is what happened, this is what I'm doing, and then obviously come back promptly so that you can rejoin the meeting. But don't leave unannounced. It's okay to leave, but just not unannounced. So those were the pros and cons, the do's and don'ts. We're in a sci-fi world, and video conferencing is a really great tool if it's used effectively. So thank you for listening to the video conferencing portion of the final group project for the Dancing Green Hyenas.